We've been building the medicine tracker so far using free tools including Claude, Lovable, and Supabase. Today we're going all in, building the complete app from start to finish using a full production grade stack that I typically use for all my production work. Something you can put in front of your family and hand them on a phone by the end of this entire video. To recap, we're building MedTrack, a medication tracker that we're using for our families. We have patients who will tap to confirm their doses, and caretakers who manage the medications, track inventory, and monitor the whole family in real time. So that makes it two interfaces with one shared database, and it will have multiple users, which can have basically more than one patient and more than one caretaker at a time. We have persistent data throughout the entire app, and it can be installed on your phone without having to go through a app store or Google Play Store. Now let's talk about the stack. We will be using Google Stitch to generate the UI designs. We'll go in multiple batches so that we're not basically consuming too much tokens at the same time. We'll be using Supabase. We already have a database created from our previous MedTrack project, which we were doing on the free tools, but we will be creating separate tables for this. We'll be using GitHub to host the entire code base. We will be using Vercel for deployment and Claude Code to build the entire application. We'll run a few of these tasks simultaneously to initiate. For example, I have the prompts ready already, which I created for Claude Code. We have the prompt for Google Stitch and the database script that we're going to use. And I will walk you through each one of them as we go along. We'll run them simultaneously so that we can consume less time on this. And we'll be using my choice of application VS Code for Claude Code. By the time you finish watching this video, you'll have seen a production app go from zero to deployed end to end. The prompts, the database schema, the Claude Code brief, everything I use today will be provided in the captions to this video below. Let's go. So we're going to start with Stitch. I have a prompt ready for Stitch to work with. We're going to do this in 3 batches, okay? So just to be sure that because we're not going to just, throw everything at Stitch to work together, we're going to break it down into separate components. So let's start with the first one. The first stage covers the basic design UI interface that we want to use. We want to talk about the sign-in and the sign-up screens and the onboarding setup choice, the family group, and the join family group. So basically the skeleton of how things are. Let's do this first. I'm going to start this process. In the meantime, let's go to the database. We're going to go ahead and create a new set of tables over here. I have a prompt for that too. So copy, and here we go. So over here, let's take a look as to what we're building here first, okay? We have, what do we have? We have create table empty family. So here's what I did here. We created the prefixes as empty underscore to be the structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 tables that we're totally doing. We're going to run this. And in the meantime, we're going to go over to GitHub. I'm going to create a new repository. I'm going to call this MedTrack. It's available, which is a good thing. I'm not going to make this public, okay? It's going to be private. In fact, I'm just thinking, should I make it public or private? Let's make it private for now. Because if you want to use it by yourself for any future purposes, you know what? Let's just make it public. Let everybody use it. Why not? Even you guys can actually use it. In fact, maybe I will share this repo over with you guys so that you can use it too. So we're going to create the repository now. And we're going to go to, okay, so the repository is created, which is great. Now we're going to go to Vercel. We're going to go here and start a new project. I have my GitHub connected to Vercel, so I should be able to see MedTrack right here. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly import it. All right, let's go. And while this is building, we go back to Stitch. Let's take a look as to what is created for us. Do you already like this? I think I like this already. Okay, so this is the first set of prompts, okay? Now what we're going to do, we're going to provide it the second set of prompts. Since we are doing this in batches, batch number 2. Now this is stage design 5. Okay, screen 1, patient today. A patient today, confirm states, medication tracker, patient history, and payment notification permissions. Let's do that. And while we're doing this, we also, just to let you know, the third batch includes caretaker dashboards. We have the patient detail caretaker view, manage medications, add edit medication form, and inventory management. Let's go back over to Vercel. Alrighty, so we should be good over here. Now, my choice of application, like I said before, we're going to go with Vercel. I have an already deployed app over here. We're not going to use that. I'm going to open my GitHub repo. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a clone repository on my end. You know what? Here's what I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. Clone a repository. We're going to go to the repository over here. Where is it? MedTrack. You see this already? Here. I'm going to choose the location where I want it. I want it on my D drive. Okay. And I'm going to create a folder, which is going to be MedTrack. Okay. And I'm going to point it here. Select. Clone it. Now it's creating a local repository of the same thing that was over there. Now I'm going to use Visual Code to start this project. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to start the terminal. Yes, I trust this folder. So it doesn't have anything in there. Let's go with Claude over here. Since we're using Claude Code, we're just going to ask Claude Code to start functioning over here. Yes, I trust this folder. Let's go. Cool. So we have two design sets now completed. We're going to go with the third batch. I'm going to ask it to make those two for us. And now we've done this part. We're going to close this. So we have, what do we have? We have the MedTrack GitHub Pro repo. We have the Vercel deployment. We have the SQL table that's already created for us. Success no rows return means that we are ready to go. Cool. Okay, great. So we have these tables already pre-created for us. So I'm just going to be skipping this. We're going to go to Stitch. We're going to let it load on its own. And in the meantime, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come here. I'm going to ask Claude to start working on this. Okay, so we're going to paste this Claude script over here and to start planning and developing for us. Okay, this entire script includes everything that you can see that is potentially that we talked about so far. While Claude is starting to read through everything, here's what we're going to do. So first things first. Question 1 of 3, Supabase credentials. Please provide next public Supabase URL, your Supabase project URL, and the add-on key. Let's go to Supabase, and we're going to pick up the project URL, which is right here. Go back to VS Code. So that's the project URL, and it needs the add-on key. Let's go back over here. We talked about this before. We're going to go to project settings. We're going to go to API keys. We're going to go over here, and the add-on key is right here. I'm going to populate that over here. It's going to start working on it. In the meantime, let's take a look at what Stitch is ready for us. Okay, so we have, as you can see, a whole set of screens. We have the design area, everything already pre-prepared for us. Nice. Okay, let's move it around a little bit. Let's see what we have. Nice. You know, the best part of actually using Google Stitch is because it's the design layout is super UX and UI, mobile user friendly, more specifically. This is where we have everything. Awesome. I like this already. I think my family could pretty much use this for my mom and everybody else that I know as well. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically export all of this. No screens attached. Okay. Control all. Okay. And we're going to use this with .zip. Project brief is right here. Zip. I think we can zip it. Okay. Let's zip this entire thing. We're going to store it and make it available to a project. So I'm going to dump this on my downloads folder. All right. So I went to my downloads folder. We're going to get inside this, copy this, and I'm going to go back to my PC. We're going to go to GitHub. We're going to go to MedTrack. We're going to do it over here. We're going to dump this entire file here. I'm going to call this design. All right, let's check what's inside. So we have the entire set of screens that are inside available. Super. Okay, let's go back to visual design. GitHub remote. What is the GitHub remote repository URL for this or the SSH form? So we're just going to go to this deployment. The GitHub repository name is this right here in the URL. And the MD design. All right. So just so you know, I ran into a bit of a situation where I had created a subfolder by mistake. So I had to retract that and then restart the entire process. So that has already happened, as you can see over here. Now we're going to go ahead and connect everything up together. Let's see. Here's what we are actually trying to do. By the way, so we're back, and I did run into a bit of a problem, primarily because over the last couple of weeks I was actually working through off of my backup hard disk, which needed to be routed back to the physical hard disk SSD on my computer. Did that, sorted that piece out first. So once we got that sorted out, here is what I'm actually looking at. All the files are routed back properly, and I've literally gotten some updates over here for you to run. Now, the best part is that we have a local link, which is a localhost 3000 that I can actually run and test out if everything is working. And here's some cautionary notifications that Claude has actually come up with. And it says that if you land on your check your email instead of onboarding, email confirmation is on in Supabase. For a smooth tutorial, turn it off. Okay, so if you want to run through with locally, we can actually do that. And let's look through everything over here. Okay, confirm email should be off. Create family group. This is the first TB right. If you see a red error is an RLS policy blocking the insert. The reference policies are readme, etc., etc. So I'm thinking maybe it would be a good idea to test it out. Let's see what it does. So before we go forward on that, let's just go here. Where is my browser? Here we go. All right, let's go to the database. It said to go over to the project settings, I think. And let's go back to the instructions just to be sure. Supabase authentication sign-in providers. Okay, let's go back. I don't usually do this, but okay, here we are. Authentication sign-in providers. And what else did it say? It said whereas email, confirm email off. So sign-in providers, email. Let's go here. Let's switch it off and then save. Okay, great. So that should take care of that piece. So now let's click over here, and I am going to open this link. Awesome. So if I go, let's say, sign up, I think this is a sign up page anyway, but regardless, let's go to nawaz bills at gmail.com. Okay, so there we go. All right, nawaz bills at gmail.com. And we just enter a password. Okay, so we can make these amendments as to what it should be, as in like, because it's not appearing properly. Email signups are disabled, no problem. So what we can do is also push it directly live, and let's see exactly how it works. Okay, I'm gonna go back over here and just push this back on. And let's do one thing. Instead of just testing it locally, let's deploy on Vercel, and we'll take it from there. So it does give us an indication as to what we can expect. If, let's say, we do run into errors, what we should be doing is basically sharing what we find through the developer tools on your browser, which in my case, I'm using Chrome, uh, and be able to share that back with Claude to be able to take the next steps to fix that errors if those are there. We may need to update a couple of environment variables for Vercel. Let's do that while that's happening. You remember the Supabase URL and the add-on key that we actually were looking for, and we did provide to Claude to work with. We may need to actually provide those over to Vercel as well, and I'll show you where to add them once we get there, and if at all, if it's needed. So we may need to have those environments added on. G, डाला था अच्छा So as expected, I do have to add these variables next public Supabase URL and next public Supabase add-on key on Vercel. Let's do that right now. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to Vercel. We're going to add environment variables. Add environment variables. We're going to add two keys. So one is the link. Now we've already provided that to uh, Claude Code. So we're going to just copy that over, add that over here, and then we can add another one over here too. So let's just copy the key and then what the value would be. We can go to Supabase, we can go to project settings. We need the add-on key, right? So we're going to go here, copy, let's go. So let's go here. Now we're going to save this. Now we're going to do a redeploy because it's going to ask for that. What happened was that we did actually do a deployment earlier. It failed because, well, these variables were missing. That was one of the cases. So we can go over here to deployments to take a look as to what the update is. It is possible that there might be a failure again, but we'll have to just double check on exactly what this failure was all about and see if there is anything further that we need to do. Yeah, but nevertheless, I got that sorted out. And the good thing is that we have a successful deployment. I'm going to show that to you right now. So I'm just going to tell Claude that there is a successful deployment after the recent commits that was happening. So this is Cloud Code is just verifying that the deployment has actually completed because I told it to. Said that it's done. In the backend, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over to Vercel. It says now that the link is valid. Let's check it out. Let's say I go to sign up. I'd say minus the UI issues. Let's check it out, okay? So nawaz.ca at gmail.com. Let's create a password, create an account, check your email. So that email did not actually come through yet. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell Claude this email from Supabase didn't actually land on my email. What do we do? There has to be a fix for this. Let's try and get this through first. So we're going to do the authentication sign in. I am going to open this on another window just to be on the safe side so that I can check and confirm if everything is okay. We're going to go to authentication. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this right here so that we can see exactly what's happening. So we want to go to authentication. We're going to do to sign in providers. And then we're going to go to email. There's email. Save changes. Okay. And session already is stuck and confirm authentication users either delete. Okay. And we go to authentication again. And users. So I did create a user. So what we can do is we can delete this one and we can sign in again. All right. So let's go back to MedTrack and let's go over here. Let's try back again, sign in. Create an account, start a family or group. Okay, let's try that. let's say I want my family group to be Nawaz family. Okay. And my name is Nawaz, Commissioner for Schema Public. Let's go back. Let's tell Claude what we encountered. This happened when I tried to create a family. So I'm also going to do one more thing. I am also going to set this up in Supabase too, because that's absolutely necessary. We're going to go here, URL configurations, we're going to fix that, save changes, and then we need a redirect URL that we saw earlier, because right now it's going local, right? Add URL, save URLs. So now it will not fail if it has to go back to verifying anything. And in the meantime, let's take a look as to what came over here. Okay. Run this in Supabase SQL editor. Okay, let's try doing that over here. All right. Click run. That's the exact default privilege set. Try sign up then. Okay, no problem. We can do that. So you go to the SQL editor, remove all of this because this was the last script that we actually did, which was setting up the tables, service roles. Great. That's all done. Let's come back over here. Then try signing up, create family group, 2 outcomes. Okay. The one thing that I need to tell while it's doing that is it's a UI glitch, so can be fixed. No issues with that. In the meantime, let's go back over here. Start a family group. Let's say Noah's family. Now, since we've actually fixed that, it's not going to come back to that issue again. And my name is Noah's, create group. All right, this is another error. But you get what the issue is. It comes back as something or the other. But what the best part is that you can actually give this over to Claude Code to fix it, and it will go ahead and fix whatever it needs to be done, or advise you how it can be fixed. So I'm going to just tell what happens when I create a family. This is a new error. So here's the fix that it came up with. Okay. Okay, that's a pretty decent dump of the script. Let's try this. Copy. We're going to go back to Supabase here. We're going to remove these again. We're basically running this query to allow some permissions to take place. So that happened, which is a great thing. No issues here. We're going to go back to VS Code. All right, now we're just going to verify this. Create group, everything should work properly now. Let's try that again. MedTrack, family group, create group now. Woohoo! Amazing. See, now here's the thing. It went into mobile mode. We can actually install this directly on your phone. We're going to take a look at that later. I'll let you actually do this yourself. It's going to come back with instructions how to do this. So now we add the patient. Let's say I add, let's say my wife here, Aisha. The UI issue is something that can be taken off. Okay, add patient. Now we can go into doses, manage medications. Capsules, syrup, injections. I think this should be scrollable when it comes to the phone. Doesn't do the justice that needs to be done at this time. So we can set the timing as well. Okay, let's see if it, aha, brilliant, excellent. So I'm gonna cancel this, save medication, take with food, take without food. This is the view for us as the caretakers. But if you want to create this for the patient themselves, that's something that can be added separately. All right. So today's adherence, no issues. Okay, let's set this up for Aisha. Okay, manage medications, no doses. Okay, view as caretaker. Now, what I want to do is basically see if I can copy code. Add a patient. Now, the only thing that I need to verify is if I can get Aisha to sign in over here. Setting patient. Push reminders. Nice. Okay. Let's try. Oh, inventory. Let's try that too. Nothing to track here. So once we add the medication, it's going to go ahead and fix that too. And for patients, what we want to do is, let's say if we copy the code and join the group. All right, let's do this. Let's sign out from here. Let's come back in over here. Sign up. Say Aisha. Okay. Let's say Aisha123 at Hotmail or Gmail. Why Hotmail? Okay. Create account. Join. Ah, yes, yes. Join a family group. So as a patient, invite code, join a group. Ta-da! You know what? This is going to be a really cool one. So before we go ahead and finalize and close this project out today, what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and advise Claude and family works now. We just need to fix the UI issues now. I think that will take care of the entire project. So we are good to go on this entire project. As you can see, the entire script actually took care of everything. If there's any errors, Claude here can actually help us deploy this entire thing. So there you have it. The entire project is live. I did manage to fix the UI issues that we were talking about, and I did deploy it. It works brilliantly now. Now, I hope this project tutorial was helpful for you. Like and subscribe like every YouTuber does request that. Let's do that too. And follow along and ask if you have any questions. And if you would like any specific questions to be answered, DM me directly. I'd be more than happy to assist you. So follow me, and I look forward to producing more content like this for you in the future. See you in the next one.